Hello everyone! I found my intro. I was cleaning out Roy's computer and I stumbled upon my old intro. So we threw that one in the front of the video, and what we have for you is a lot of black screen. And then we move into a game. I fucked that up, but I am way too lazy to fix it. So what we have for today is we did a Twitter tourney last night. We ended up winning it. Evoke Gaming winning those Twitter tourneys. It was Combine Hardpoint. It was a Hardpoint one and done 4v4. This was a good game. The semi-finals that we were in was probably the closest game. It was the closest game in the tournament. It was the closest game we've had on Hardpoint in a while, I would say. We ended up winning 250 to 220, I think. It was just a really good game. But anywho, that is not why I am here. I mean, technically it is kind of why I'm here, because I'm doing a video over it, but we are here for yet another story. We are back with story time. So last time we discussed Triple Dog and my interesting condoms and my MacGyvering those condoms. This time we are going to go back, I want to say to 1 to 2 years later. We are going back to when I was still at my old house, and me and Roy, I had already been blackout drunk, and Brandon wanted to get blackout drunk. And so I had a girl that I worked with. Oh, that part's good. I threw a trophy. The trophy destroyed it, so I threw another trophy at it. Yeah, brilliance. But so Roy wanted to get blackout drunk, and I was like, all right, well, I got one of the girls I work with, and she was like, oh yeah, no, I can get you guys blackout drunk. She's like, I do it all the time. And we were like, oh, how sweet. And we're retarded, so shit happens. And so we go, and we start out by playing beer pong on my ping pong table. And we go about 2 beers in, or at least I go 2 beers in. Brandon was 1 beer in at the time, and the girl we were with had like half of her beer and then threw it at me. And I was like, wow, okay, you're fucking cool. And she was like, I only drink hard liquor, so let's play Flip Cup. And I was like, alright, well, we don't have enough liquor here. We have to go get more. Oh, well, your friend. I was watching my sister's friend's dog. Fucking adorable little golden retriever, I swear to God. He's not little, but he's still adorable. And so I texted her, I said, hey, can I go steal your brunettes? Because she had brunettes at her house. Keep in mind, I had never had brunettes. I had been told that it was terrible, but I had never had it at the time. She was like, oh yeah, go in, take whatever you want. So I had the key to her house because I was watching her dog. So I drive to the house. Keep in mind, I'm still 2 beers in, because this is going to come into play in a second. And I unlock the door, and I walk in, and her sister's sitting on the couch. Her sister's older, has a boyfriend. I'd say her sister's maybe 24, 25 at the time. And she looks at me, and I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Kat's brother. And she's like, oh, hi, Joe. And I was like, oh, hi, how's it going? Yeah, I was told I can steal your brunettes. Oh yeah, go for it. Take whatever you want. I was like, alright, sweet. So I just took the brunettes, and I think I took one other thing. And I walked out, and they were like, have a nice night. I was like, oh, don't worry, I will. You too. See what I did there? You too? Haha. So, I get in the car, and they're like, oh, well, we can't just drink it straight. We have to go get a mixer. I was like, oh, well, okay. There's a 24-hour CVS in the next town over. Let's go there. Keep in mind, where we live, the towns are tiny as shit. And it takes like an hour to get across my state. Rhode Island. Fucking stupid. So, we go to the next town over. I go in, we buy, I don't know, we bought like we bought like 2 things of pink lemonade mixer or something. And we get in the car and we're driving home. And we take back roads the whole way home because it was right down the street from me. And where my house was, it was at a point where you could take back roads to get to places. That made no sense. My house was on the border of the other town. There we go. So, we're driving home, and these headlights are flashing up in my mirror a lot. They're not like flashing, but they just kept like, every time you bump, how the headlights go into your rearview mirror and it blinds you. They were doing that constantly, and I sat there and I was like, these lights are really annoying. What the hell? It has to be a cop or something. And then no sooner did I say that, the fucking lights go on. And me, in my infinite wisdom, I was like, fuck this, and I floored it. I fucking floored it away from a cop, and I rounded the corner, and like I said, I'm 2 beers in. 1, I'm running away from a police officer. 2, I'm driving technically intoxicated, because I shouldn't have any kind of alcohol in me at this point. And Brandon starts laughing, he's sitting on the brunette so that he doesn't get hit, or so that when they pull us over, we don't get caught. Like, yeah, fucking thanks, Brandon. Way to put that one in my mind. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden the lights stop following me. I was like, oh my god, I outran the cops. So that was terrifying to begin with. That was like the closest I had come. I'm gonna call that my running away from the cops story, because I ran away from the cops. Screw you. Not many people can say they've done that. So then we get back to my place, and we start playing Flip Cup. And we start playing, and me and Brandon were very competitive. Me especially. I know Brandon's fairly competitive. I don't know how competitive he is in comparison to me, but I'm very competitive, so I will try to win no matter what. We got to a state which was really terrible, and we were running in my garage, like skipping, and then we got to the point where we were just done for the night, and we were gonna go to bed. And where the girl we were with was like, oh yeah, you have to be really quiet. And so it was really weird. And Brandon just interrupted the story on Discord and just creeped me the fuck out. So she was like, yeah, you have to be really quiet. Right as she says that, Brandon fucking walks right into a wall. And I look over at him. We're both very intoxicated. And I say, good thing you know this house really well. Fucking, I'm pretty sure I was being serious as shit. Serious as a heart attack, which is not too serious sometimes. And so we finally get upstairs, and we're trying to get Brandon to stay in bed, but he's kind of just like slumped over the toilet. And he puts his hand in the toilet. And we sit there and we're like, Brandon, why is your hand in the toilet? It won't give it back. What do you mean it won't give it back? It took it and it won't give it back. Brandon, take your hand out of the toilet. He just kind of sat there with it. I used to have pictures on my phone. I don't anymore. If I did, they would definitely be going up on this. So after that, I fell asleep in the bathtub. But before I fell asleep in the bathtub, I was in my bed. Me and the girl I was with were cuddling. And she was checking her phone or something. And I lean over to her in a drunken, intoxicated state and say, you know it's rude to text while you're on a date. She goes, Joe, this isn't a date. And I go, I'm pretty sure it is. And we kind of went back and forth like that for a while. And then I rolled over and I threw up on my floor. I was courteous enough to roll away from her and throw up on the floor away from her. It still reeked like shit. And then I went into the bathtub and I laid down and she goes, Joe, come on, we're gonna go to bed. And I was like, okay, I'm comfy, go to bed. Are you sure? Yeah. And so she just threw a towel on me. Like, I don't know why she threw the towel on me, but she did. And I fell asleep in the bathtub. Brandon fell asleep on my mom's bed at the time because my mom wasn't home. It was a fun night. I woke up. I was like, wow, my neck kills. That was when I found out that bathtubs aren't comfy to sleep in. It was definitely an experience. There were many heart-to-heart drunken conversations me and Brandon had. One of them, I don't even get them. I don't know. We just went back and forth about some random shit. And I popped and I don't even know what I did there. It was a fun night. It was weird as shit. Since then I don't know. I don't throw up when I'm cuddling with people now. I mean, there's that, so that's always a plus. But definitely one of my more favorite nights. It was up there with the triple dog story that I told you guys last time. However, this gameplay is slowly coming to an end. There's actually about a minute left, so I'm going to try to talk about the gameplay a little bit. No, I can't talk about the gameplay a little bit. What do you want me to sit here and do? Oh, and he's going top! Oh, he spawned up, and now he's trying to take a picture. Yeah, so what happened was, after it was a Twitter tournament, so we had to take a picture of the score and send it, so at 2:58, or 2:48, I stopped playing to go take a picture, because I had to get my phone up and everything, so I didn't want to take it off my Elgato. And no one else was jumping on hill, because I'm hill bitch. And so it was like 2:49, and no one was on hill, and Brandon's like, guys, get on hill, we need to win. Anywho, that's coming to a close. We ended up winning. Once again, we ended up going on to win the rest of the tournament. Anywho, have a fantabulous night, everyone. I don't know what else to say. You're all blessed. I love you. Good night.